Hello and welcome to the Hillcrest Football Review. Brent Jones here with you, of course, along with Coach Jamie Mitchell, as we are every week. And Coach Mitchell, this is kind of a strange feeling, you know?
Yep.
It's been a long time since we've lost a regular season game. It's been a long time since we've lost to anybody that doesn't come from Saraland, Alabama, and wear that Saraland red.
Yep.
So your thoughts on the whole Friday night experience?
Well, you know, going back to what you just alluded to, we talked yesterday in our coach's staff meeting about the fact that, you know, it's almost 3 years to the date. One more week, and it would have been 3 years to the date that we lost our last regular season game.
Wow.
So you just don't even think about those kind of things. And the last 2 years, the last game we've lost, you didn't come back to practice on Monday. So, you know, it's been
Right.
almost 3 consecutive years since we have lost a game and come back to practice. So, you know, we're having to figure that out. You know, our kids are, our coaches are. It's brand new for us. You know, and we're staggered by that. You know, it's just it's an experience that we just hadn't had to deal with, but which is crazy. You know, but we're hopefully handling it the right way. And you know, we got beat by a really good football team Friday night, and you know, we just had a few things that didn't go our way that could have changed the outcome a little bit. But, you know, we got to figure our way through this. And, you know, I like our kids, our coaches. We're going to be all right.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, it's time now to take a look at it and see how it all went down and talk about the specifics. So here we go with the first quarter.
And that's the thing about Hoover is, you know, we won't play a better looking, physically fit football team.
Oh, they looked like a college team.
They
They really did.
absolutely did, you know. And I think every position on defense is just, I mean, it's exactly what you would think. And run the boundary toss to get us started, and you know what a great way to get going right there. Jacoby, and he's playing hurt. That's the biggest issue.
Is
for
he?
us. Yeah,
Oh.
he's got to grow, and you know that's the biggest issue right now of our entire deal is the fact that we are really banged up, and you know we're struggling to protect the quarterback right now. You know, there's a lot of things we're struggling with, but pass protection's you know right there at the top of it, and you know, we put our defense in a bad position right here, put them on a short field, and you know, I thought we had a great opportunity to stop them right here on 4th and 1, and they get a good spot and ended up, you know, getting the first down there. But you know, they're just they're going to be a handful for anybody. You know, they're every position they got is physically imposing. The wide receiver core. It's a ball right there that's picked if Silvers doesn't have a club on his hand, you know. And you miss things like that, you know. I mean, that would have been a change of possession for us right there with better field position than what we get, you know. But they much bigger than we are. We go to a little gadget play there on a double pass and get a pass interference.
It's thrown to the inside at 6, right?
Yep, that's correct. You know, just a bad throw here by Bryson, missed Caden there on a corner route, and you know, they were extremely tough to run the football inside against, and you know, one of the most important plays of the game right here. You know, a touchdown.
Where was the block?
They caught it on Zari back in the box, and you know, just I mean,
could you see it on the film?
Oh yeah, it's on there.
Okay.
You know, and it's just one of those that can go either way. Probably 8 times out of 10, it's not called, and unfortunate for us on that one, it was. And you know. Caden's a guy that's got to make some more plays for us. He and I have talked about that, and you know, you get a touchdown call back, and now you've given them the ball again at midfield, and you know, just a struggle against a really good football team, and you know, they probably the first team in a long time that had much success running the ball against us. We typically, you know, just don't give. We've talked about that many a time. We just don't give up many rush yards. I thought our coverage was, for the most part, really good. You know, their quarterback's an elite guy, and you know, golly, just pick one of the wide receiver targets. I mean, all of those guys are 6'3" or better. You know, and a couple of 3- and 4-star receivers out there, and so it's a tough match for us, no doubt. We've got to do a better job. You know, we talked about not protecting our quarterback. We got to do a better job of containing our opponents. You know, that's been a little bit of an issue of keeping the quarterback in the pocket, and you know, thought our defense fought for every inch down here. You know, That's one of the, I think probably the thing I'm most proud of is that we just didn't get in Friday night at any point, even when it was over. Again, quarterback scramble right there. We do a great job in coverage, and we just don't do a real good job of, containing the quarterback.
Okay. All right. So 7-0 at the end of the first quarter, and now let's move on to the second quarter.
Yeah, another huge play right here. I mean, we break a long run, get down inside the 10, and we have two of these that actually we end up having to take field goals out of both. And we end up with 6 instead of 14 on both of these. And the two runs that Christian had were lengthy runs, and typically we excel down there inside the 10. That's typically where we feel very, very good, and we just we didn't finish it. So you got a touchdown call back, 2 possessions down inside the 10 that you only get 6 points out of. And,
yeah.
It
felt to me like we should have had the lead at the half.
Yeah, and against an elite football team, it's hard to overcome those things, but like I say, I mean, still right in the mix of this game. I think it's 7-3 at this point, and we get a pass interference call here. That's their best wide receiver. Hadn't played in the first 2 weeks. He's a 4-star kid, transferred over from Spain Park, and like I say, I mean, their dudes out there were unbelievably elite players. Next level players. Many of those guys will play on Saturday. So we're out there with a talented football team, and they end up punching that one in on us and go up 14-3 at that point. And just a really good football game going on at this point in time. And we, like I say, I mean, you can't go back and replay it, but just a couple of plays here or there in the first half, and you'd love to see how the second half would have progressed. But get a little bit going there in the inside, and then another really good run right here by Jacoby, and he and Christian both.
So Jacoby was playing with a groin injury Friday night. Wow, it didn't look like it.
There's another one right there that we missed to Jordan.
Oh, right.
Running wide open, and we overthrow him. You can't do that. Another long run right here down inside the 5, and like I say, I mean, you've got to score in these situations.
Mm-hmm.
And man, to their talent, they did a really good job of buckling down, and here we are at the 2, and a lot of discussion on whether to go for it right here or kick the field goal. We decided to take the field goal. Just never know in those situations.
Because it keeps you still within one score, right?
Yep. But you go back to that touchdown call back, 2 drives inside the 5, 10 that you don't get anything else. One of them inside the 5 that you end up getting a field goal out of. So we just can't. We won't recover from that against this football team, But again, effort I thought was really, really good. Folks played by far his best football game, and at this point, we've lost our best football player on defense.
Oh yeah. Is there any update on that, by the way?
It doesn't look good right now. I mean, we'll know today. I think it's going to be a surgical procedure.
Oh
so,
no.
Bad deal for us. We're so beat up on that side of the ball. Kamar Silvers is trying to play with a big old club on his hand. Jay Leatherwood, our starting corner, missed the entire ball game. A.J. Love, our best defensive lineman, hadn't played yet. We're struggling to cover those pieces. It's just been kind of a problem for us there on that side of the ball. But we had success in the first half moving the football. Felt good at half that we could move the football. We'd done it with good success, and right here is just a bonehead mistake by Caden. We cover up the tight end and 5-yard penalty instead of 2nd and short. We end up in 2nd and 15, or excuse me, 3rd and short. And then they smell blood in the water when you get ready to heat us up and don't do a good job protecting our quarterback.
But at the end of the second quarter, it's still a good ball game.
Absolutely.
It's a 1-score ball game that felt like, if it weren't for a few little things that happened here and there, that we could have very easily had the lead.
There's no question. I mean, it's like I say. I mean, you 1 call back and then 2 more down there. I know I've said that a lot, but I mean that's 3 drives that you need. 21
You only got 6 points out of, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll take a break and we'll return and look at the second half right after this. Serving the University of Alabama alumni, students, and fans since 1939, Bama Stuff is the perfect place for all your Bama merchandise needs. They have a large selection of Nike official on-field apparel, as well as everything you need for the perfect game day experience. Come see our exclusive in-house designed Bama apparel and souvenirs to help you stand out. Located on the heart of the Strip on University Boulevard, in the shadow of Bryant-Denny. They're open 7 days a week, or shop online anytime at BamaStuff.com. Bama Stuff is proud to be UA alumni and veteran owned and operated. Welcome back. Well, Coach Mitchell, down 14-6 at halftime, still a game. Let's move on and take a look at those third quarter highlights.
Yeah, we felt at half that this opening possession was just critical, that we had to get a stop right here. Unfortunately, the ball gets on the ground back there, and they end up with a big return, and one that we had hit back inside the 25, and we just don't tackle real well. They've got a short field right out of the gate, and like I say, you got Silvers there trying to play the best he can with a big old club on his hand, and we played him for a while here. He just couldn't get it done, so we had to make some changes there. But a little bit of an underthrown ball there, and but they snapped to the Winston kid and catch us miss a line, and it doesn't take but once for those guys, and that he's an elite player. They stick that in the end zone, and that was a massive drive for us. We badly needed to stop. That gets it to 21-6 and really puts a lot of pressure on us on the offensive side of the ball. And they really stymied us in the second half on offense. We just couldn't hardly get anything going, and really got beat up front. Just couldn't block them much, and that's not ever good for us when we can't win the line of scrimmage. We're going to struggle, and a ball right here just a little bit overthrown to Jordan. We get a pass interference, and we ran the reverse early in the game with a big success, big positive play. Tried another one there. We just don't get a lot, and Caden's going to have to play a little more at running back. We lost Javion Lowe, one of our running backs, and it's just one of those tough deals. And just we end up at a fourth down situation right here. Felt like we had to go for it, and just don't complete it. So again, we're asking an awful lot of our defense. Most of their drives started out around midfield, and man, it's hard to stop really good football teams on short fields. And like I said earlier, you just don't see that happen much to us much as success running the ball. And a big offensive line, really good running backs. Just a missed tackle there in the backfield by Javarski. We got to make that play. And, but like I say, I think you see a lot of fight in our guys. Down there inside the 5, and we're still scrapping, and we end up getting the ball out right here. And I think that just kind of a tribute to our kids. They didn't give up. They kept working. Kept fighting, and big turnover. We need to try to get a little bit out of it. And 44 right there for them. I thought as good a high school football player as you're going to ever see. Just a dominant player. Pass interference there that no call was made on, just completely wiped Caden out before the ball got there, and we don't get that call. And like I say, heavy pressure. I thought Jordan did a really good job. They really pressured the punt every time we got it. And another drive that's starting it, at midfield here. So you're not going to win many games when you allow teams to start midfield. Some of that's special team related. Some of it's us being ineffective on offense to get a couple of first downs and change the field position a little bit. But just too much time here to throw the football, and finds a hole in some zone coverage, and they've extended it now to 28-3 and 28-6, and really puts us in a position that we don't want to be in, don't need to be in. We're not that football team that that's an uphill climb for us to make. But they just did a great job in the second half of really stymieing a lot of what we try to do, and they're just again some real mismatches on the defensive front for us. But drive here that's kind of getting a little bit of traction, and moving the football a little bit more than what we did the first couple of drives, and just a bad throw right there. Had a chance to make a play, and bad throw. But like I say, I mean, you see us having to use Caden more at the running back position, which is not what we'd love to do, but just an incredible pick right here by their kid. Made a heck of a play. Really good coverage right here by Lanier, and he played pretty dang well. But again, just leaning on us inside, and another play right here where we got him hit 2 or 3 yards deep in the backfield, and they just continue to break tackles and make plays. And
they had a stable of running backs.
They did,
too.
And they were all about 200 pound. Looked like to be
Yeah.
200 pound kids, and like you say, I mean, they just kept rotating them in there, and they were really good players. And we're headed to the fourth, down 28-6.
All right, and let's move on to that fourth quarter and take a look, see what happened.
You just, man, you're praying for something good to happen. You need a big turnover. You need something to keep you in the ball game right here. And we had put our defense out there so much in the second half, and really tough on them against an outstanding football team. I think we ended up playing 69 or 70 snaps on defense, and that's about 15 more than we average. And that's just that's asking a whole lot for one side of the ball. It's just not normal in high school football, and that's inability on our side, the offensive side of the ball, to extend some drives and keep them off the field. But kids still playing their rear end off. Henry Robinson in there. He came in for Kamarius Silvers, and like I say, we played without Zay Hall for the entire ball game. He got hurt on the opening drive. And, a big pick right here by Javorski, and it just I enjoy seeing our kids continue to compete. I told them Friday night, sometimes you got to turn the scoreboard off and just keep playing.
Play at a time.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're not always going to win the scoreboard. Hopefully you do, but it's just not always going to be the case. But go back to the play that we'd scored a touchdown on, get about 5 right here with a speed option, and bad coaching on my part, probably a call we play we should have ran a little bit more often, and there again we get a procedure call on a gain, and just another bad route here by Jordan. We're just struggling right now in the passing game. Like I say, protection's the biggest issue right now, and just a quarterback under huge duress most of the time, and we've got to get better there. And he does a really good job of getting the ball out to the back right here, and about a 10, 12-yard gain sets us up in a third and manageable situation for us. And we never like to be in those 3rd and 6 plus. Those are tough yards to get. And another play I know Caden would love to have back right here, ball right in his hands. And
looks like it got punched out though, right?
Possibly, it's hard to really tell, but he's our best dude, and I know he expects to make that play and just kill the drive right there, and try to get them on a little bit of a shorter field, and hopefully we can get a 3 and out and get the ball back on a good on a short field, and try to punch one in here. But like I say, at this point in time, you're playing for your pride and your character, and the game's been decided at this point. And what we're looking for is guys to continue to improve, to compete, to fight, and I think for the most part our guys did that. Just never gave up, and defense is tired right now. Been leaned on a little bit, and again I thought they did a really good job of staying in the fight. I think there's 4 starters that are out. Probably going to be more than that going into this week. So, we're a defense. It's just
4 starters.
Yep, we're just battered over there right now. So, it's kind of a makeshift unit, but at the same time, I mean, nobody's going to feel sorry for you, and you got to continue to find a way to stay competitive, and that's what we're doing our very best to do. And we hope to get AJ Love back, not this week, but next. So. That would be a huge shot in the arm. And, Jay Leatherwood's still out. Zay's going to be out for quite a while, if not the season. And, then Kamarius Silvers is really going to be day to day, So his ability to play and try to be effective with the thumb that he broke at Sparkman's just been a real issue for him. So he's trying, and we're trying to give him a chance to play through that at the same time. We can't hurt ourselves. And just real lack of discipline right here, and Bennett did some suffering for that this morning. We're going to really discipline anything like that. Just lack of control, lack of poise, and that's something we absolutely will not tolerate in our program. And he knows that. The rest of our guys know that. But a 15-yard penalty just is unacceptable and unexcusable, and got to maintain ourselves composure just a little bit better. But like I say, you see us. Joe's out there now, and he got a chance to play a little bit last week, and like I mentioned Brooks Folks earlier. I thought he played by far his best ball game.
He was our player of the game for defense. Yeah,
played tough, played physical, and
I think it was kind of like he realized that he needed to step up without Zay being out there, and he definitely came through.
I agree. It's just like I say, it's been a really, really tough go for us. With some help, and our schedule doesn't care. Our schedule is what it is, and you just don't have time to get kids well and have them ready for the next big game, because every week's going to be a big game. It really is. Deshaun Pope, I thought, really played well for us. And he's a kid that we're really trying to bring along, and he's going to be a really good one for us down the road.
Well, if you look at a little bit of a silver lining here from the injury situation, it's kind of like when Ethan got injured and Bryson had to step in for him. You've got these younger, less experienced guys coming in and getting that good experience. So maybe when you get the other guys back, you've got a little bit more depth and experience that's developed.
You're exactly right. And nobody wants to listen to this. We're the second smallest 7A school in the state. Hoover's the largest.
Right.
Again, that's a loser's limp and loser's mentality. It just makes it a little bit tough when the sticks aren't the same size that you're fighting with. But we'll make no excuses, and we'll continue to work. And they catch us in a blitz right there with quarterback pulled, and we didn't handle that real well. And again, it'd be real easy just to let that guy run in the end zone from the 5-yard line. I think you see us still competing, still trying, and had him hit at the line of scrimmage there, and again, just didn't. You mentioned that earlier. Some really good running backs.
All right. So with that score, that makes the final score of the game at 35-6. So
correct.
We will stop it right there, since the rest of it is just garbage time to run out the clock. But anyway, so like you said, it's an unusual feeling. It was really strange for us up there in the booth. I know it was strange for y'all. I didn't sleep well Friday night. I know you slept like a baby, right?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, but it, like we always talk about, it's a part of life,
Yep.
And it's not how many times you get knocked down; it's how many times you get back up, right?
That's a fact, and it's going to be a new experience for us, and you can learn in every situation. It's so much easier to learn when you're winning, but there's so many lessons that we can learn from this, and hopefully we will. And I like to say, our schedule doesn't get any easier.
That's right.
We've got an outstanding football team coming in here this Friday night, and it'll take everything we got and then some to be right there where we need to be.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Coach. I know you'll have them back.
We will.
We'll see you again Friday night.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for joining us.